fishing Desoto Bend Lake. I just got a pretty good hit before I shut the camera up. No, I did not catch it. There, hence no fish. But as you see, the fish are active up here. Hey, Chris, how we doing? Just baiting my hook and my pack bait there. I got up here, it's a 40-minute drive, and you know what I did? I forgot to bring my pack bait, so I had to make more, and I don't have a lot. Oh, it's gorgeous up here. About every 10 minutes, there'll be a bunch of fish on top of the water. I don't know if it's bass or northern chasing little fish or just carp going crazy. But here's what my pack bait is. I got some canned yams in there, a can of corn, and some oatmeal. So it's not a lot. I had this much at home, or actually more, that I forgot in the fridge before I left. And that big old ball that you're seeing, it dissolves in the carp, or any fish pecks at it, and then hopefully they pick up your hook. Yeah, this used to be part of the Missouri River. Let me see, I turn you around. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall off. So it's literally looks just like how the Missouri River would look. It's a big horseshoe. I'm guessing that's where it got its name, Desoto Bend. But this used to be, I don't know if you can see those dead trees over there. It used to be nothing but trees like that in the background, all the way along it. And a road, you could park like 10 feet away from the water and fit a gravel road. It's beautiful. But after flood, they said enough. And I talked to the park ranger. Like this here, where I'm fishing by, there is nothing but dead branches up there. And you see, they used to mow everything. Now it's just the center part where there's no trees because somebody's gonna die. See that big dead tree? I mean, hell. And there's a lot of spots like this. Well, there's a few. Gorgeous, but they just don't have the budget to take care of them. Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for coming in. Every time somebody retired or we got a promotion, they never filled a position. Funny how we have more and more people living in the country and not enough taxes. If everybody's paying so much taxes, why are we out of money all the time? Say, what's all that action going on there? Get on my hook. I want to know what that is. I wonder if it's a carp or a bass, because there'll be like 10 or 15 of them jumping at once. I think it's just bait fish and something going after them. And whatever it is, it's big. So I got the left pole, it's casted out really far, and the right pole is only out about 10 yards. Because we have, I threw a bunch of corn out that I had in the fridge frozen up, so there's a bunch of bait out there. And a bunch of my boilies that Lindsay let fall all over the garage floor. Corn works better. I have to try a new recipe after my surgery or next year. Get rid of Texas altogether. It's too hot down there. But I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so we got to keep a little bit of it, right? I'm gonna go see if I can see whatever's jumping over here. It has to be a bass or something, because I can see hundreds of little minnows or small carp, bluegill, whatever it is. A bunch of small babies swimming along, but the big one that's chasing them is not coming up. But clearly something's trying to eat them. Yeah, that trip was expensive as heck. Hey, Fuzzy Adventures, thanks for coming in. Just trying to catch some carp up here. My left pole's casted far out. The right one is 10 yards, maybe. Oh, Texas. I thought you said Texas. I can't see. They said my eyes were good. Let me get up here. Texas, same thing, right? Was it $1,700 for that road trip? $2,500. I thought it was 17. You lying about the money again. Lindsay, I drove all the way up here and I didn't have my pack bait in the coffee can that I had frozen that I de-thawed the last 2 days so I could use it. So I had to make more, and it's really sticky. But I'm sure it's going to be just fine. It's hot as a mug up here. Park ranger said if I cast as far as I can that way, it's a good chance for walleye, but I'm not fishing for walleye. To the right, I guess. Can't catch nothing if my hook's stuck in the bait. Hope there's not turtles out there. That's better. Look at how far I have to walk, Lindsay. This is why I have the wagon to carry all my stuff. I got the chair, the poles, the cooler, tackle box, a bait. Need a fold-up wagon to unfold it. And the Missouri River is right behind us. Well, in front of us. I could hear a barge right over there. On the other side. It's a nice, except the weeds are getting a little thick. So I'm not trying it today. And this is perfect besides the walk. It's nice and clear here, but somewhere out here, I fished here before this year and there's a snag somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Yeah, that's why it'd be nice to have a fold-up cooler or a wagon, unfold it, put all my stuff in. It's one trek. I was here the first and only time I fished this spot. Somebody was fishing on that dock right there, and their friends were making fun of them because they used their wagon to put all their stuff in. And I'm like, genius. If I'm going to be a professional fisherman for carp fisherman, I need all this stuff. I just realized something watching a rerun of Cruise Dorks. I don't have a mod, so somebody can come in here, put profanity, and be mean to me. It looks like the geese have been walking around and pooping everywhere. It's all over. And then I fished it there. I caught a bunch of big fish. My biggest carp probably ever in my life I caught over there early I think it was in May. And I don't know if you can see it. And I fished by that pole. Better get my hand out of the way. You see the barge? It's got a crane on it, so they must be putting rock down. So that's right where the Missouri River is. Mighty Mo, deep river. That'd be pretty cool. We grew up in South Omaha right by the Missouri River, and we'd fish there all the time. And every time a barge came in, if you didn't pull in your poles, you got snagged up in the rocks. It's a nice breeze keeping the mosquitoes off me. Lake is like glass in certain spots, a little ripply. But gorgeous morning. I want to be up here at sunup one of these days, but I can get up normal time like I'm going to work, but getting up at 5 o'clock, whoo, then I got to walk the dogs on my day off and then leave. It was hard enough to leave today. All right, we had a couple good strikes there. What the heck happened? I think all this action up top is scaring the fish on the bottom. Uh-oh, we got a strike on that far pole. So I'm fishing with bait runners. So you flip the switch and a fish hooks itself, it's not going to drag your pole out. It's just going to take the line there, hence the bait runner. Buddy Greg had one, got him when we were young. And for some reason, I loved it, but I never bought one. Then I was watching Big Muddy River fishing, and he had them, and I copied his 9-foot poles and the same reels. They're freaking phenomenal. I've been fishing with stuff from 1985. Sometimes you got to spend a little money, like when you get a hot tub or a pool. You just got to spend some money on yourself once in a while. Ain't that right, Lindsay? But yeah, these reels are, it's awesome. I've actually lost a pole, got dragged out. I was fishing for carp on the river. It's like my senior year, this long ago. Broke the line because as soon as that line hits rocks, and I only had like 20, not even 20, it was 10-pound test, 8 or 10-pound test. And I went and got 20-pound test. And I had that pole mounted in the rocks. Me and my little buddy Bandit at the time, no, it wasn't Bandit, it was Cinnamon, our little dog. Had a 79 Monte Carlo. He would sit in the trunk while I'd have it up, listen to music, the trunk lid, and had my chair up on top. You had to drop down like 10 feet to get to the water. And that pole got hit by a carp and it dragged it right out in the water. It was kind of cool. Lindsay knows, she had lost poles in Halleck Park. But we got them all back thanks to the bobber. All right, so at least they are active in biting today. Maybe not a lot, but my other poles, I painted the tips green so we could see them better from the camera. I'm not doing that to this because these were 50 bucks. And that's cheap. My boss is trying to sell me a pole for 250 bucks. I got 2 beautiful rod and reels and the line for less than that. Cast King reels, ugly stick rods. Kind of wondering if I should have went 7 foot. And once I get my Subaru Impreza, this stuff ain't gonna fit in the back. That is just beautiful out here. Wish the breeze would keep blowing though, it's letting up. There's a bunch of geese over there. There's rabbits everywhere. Seen some turkeys on the way in. Oh, you can leave it playing. Keep running so I get the view. Have a good day, Lindsay. I love you. And one good thing about this side, I got shade for a couple hours. Over there, my car would be in the shade, or AKA truck, my vehicle, but I'd be sitting in the sun. I keep thinking about bringing my weed eater up here so get the weeds down over there. I did whack a bunch of weeds. I brought an oar because I didn't want to bring my weed whacker and have it break on these thick weeds. But then I don't want to get in trouble because this is a wildlife management area. I walked the dogs last night. Our little Roscoe isn't feeling well. Well, this is weird. There's no airport around here. I don't think. All right, I better check that bait. Plenty of wood for the woodpecker to peck up. Bait is still there. I'm loading up the method feeder. What'd I miss? Any action? All right, Chris. This is what they call a method feeder. I just learned about these today. It is, it starts to fall apart in the water, so the fish peck at it, or they peck at it and make it fall apart, and then hopefully they pick up your hook. So this is called, I don't know if you can see it because I can't go, a hair rig. So I did put some on the hook, because I always think more bait to bear, but see, the hook is bare. So carp sucks it in, they get hooked. They suck in the corn that's on the hair, the piece of string. That's not the hook. Well, you've seen it. You get the look at it. If you haven't done it before or seen it. I didn't. Guaranteed coming up to pick somebody's trash up every time. There is a tissue and it's not getting picked up by me because it's full of booger. So far, 2 good hits and a bunch of top water action. Kind of wish I was a bass fisherman. Know how to lure, I got a bunch of them, but I never got into it. It just wasn't my thing. I've seen this. Part of my rubber band that holds my phone on this tripod is gone. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall off. All right, there's the old dock, got destroyed during a flood. So instead of rebuilding it, they just built a new one. Which is fine, it's great. So if you're a handicap and a wheelchair, you can roll out and fish. There was another spot where they have that. One of those. And we do have a spot here we're literally split. There's a sign, the right side is Nebraska, or the west side, the east side is Iowa. But this is in Iowa. But if you're a Nebraska license holder or Iowa, you can fish. But the Bertrand boat, an old steamship, sunk not too far from here, and there's a big museum with all the stuff they got out of it. There's like a sand pit pond where they have buoys where you can see where the boat is. And if the water goes down, you can actually see the frame of it. So that's pretty neat. And the pond's full of turtles, so if you ever have anything to throw out there, you can feed thousands of turtles because they're just crazy in that pond. I just started fishing this lake this year. I used to fish it a lot in the 90s. Brought Lindsay and the kids up here once, and we literally, I don't know why I keep saying that, but we did fish right over there somewhere. And all we caught was bullhead. We were fishing with beef chunks, and it was after one of the floods a year or two. And I haven't caught a bullhead yet. I've only caught catfish and carp and buffalo. My first and only buffalo was out of here. And I don't know if you can see my net on the ground there. I wish I got one with a longer handle. Now I know why people fish with boots on, that they can walk in the water. Because if you're in shallow water, it's kind of hard to net a fish from the bank. You'd think those little minnows would go somewhere else if they're all trapped in this little cove and they keep getting eaten. You'd think they would move. Pretty quiet up here now. I watch, was it New Jersey Fishing Maniac? And there'll be days he fishes for 5 hours and doesn't catch anything. But he's also got 20,000 followers and getting paid to do it. I would fish and not catch anything if I got paid too. Kind of like doing yard work at home. You don't get paid for it. Your favorite cruise as yet. And that was still popping those ibuprofen. What do we got? July 15th. I get my hip replaced on August 15th. I'm nervous as hell. And now when I wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I can't go back to sleep. So I'm getting jack shit for sleep. So all I'm thinking about is hip dislocation, infection, It's like, now I got 2 to worry about. It's one thing having 1 hip to be replaced, and then you got to worry about infection. Now I got to worry about 2 of them. And doom and gloom, you talk to people and they're like, oh, you got to worry about scratches and this and that. I'm like, shit, I thought I only had to worry about like dental work. I mean, I've been scratched and cut. I've get lucky to have not had an infection where they had to remove my hip because it got infected. Because your body can't fight off the infection of your titanium hip or anything fake. So us implants have to worry about it. And I'm gonna have double trouble. Right, so whoever's in here, I'm fishing for carp. I got sweet corn that's been soaking in vanilla extract. Tonight I will leave, well, after I'm done fishing here. Oh, I forgot to start my timer. Just like well, what did it say? I've been fishing for 40 minutes. And I will start anew, since I'm not gonna be able to fish for a month after my surgery or 2, or the rest of this season. Well, last October they were catching a lot of fish around here in the Midwest of Nebraska, so I'm sure I could be able to fish then. Maybe. Last tip, I said I would never do this again when it's swimming time. So the breeze is picking up again, which is nice. I got some people fishing behind me. They got some kids, so they're not catching nothing, or I'm sure he'd be hooting and hollering out of excitement. But they're right in the sun with no shade. Well, I was hoping to have a fish by now to show you guys. At least you know there's fish in here. See, there's one. Something is feeding this morning over here. Crappy thing is all these spots are open, usually, especially on the weekends. Now, since everything's just overgrown and they don't take care of it like they used to, the fishing spots are limited. I mean, there's still a lot, but where you can just have open access to no weeds and stuff like this is not. And there's always people here, because to the left, well, it could be just right over there. There's a Wilson Island campground. Beautiful little campground. Tent and camper, and it's access to the Missouri River. It's very busy during morel mushroom season, because everybody hunts around here for morel mushrooms. Well, this is kind of like, and I'm hungry too. Damn it. I got a meat stick, that's it. Gum. When our Cruising Koozies hits 1,000 subscribers, I get an update, either a camera or a tablet. So go live somewhere, I could sit and watch it instead of standing behind it or in front of it. And I got bad eyes anyway, so there hence the taxes in Texas. It's awfully quiet here on the fishing side. I need to put out my video. I was over there fishing by the stop sign to the right, and I walked up and there was a water moccasin. Well, I can't confirm it was, but it swam into the water. And any snake can swim in the water, but I rewound what I was filming, and it did swim up from the water. So it scared the crap out of me. And like I said, I'm 30, 40 minutes away from any hospital. If I get bit by something poisonous, woo! Ooh, doggy, I'm in trouble. Lindsay has her wine night tomorrow, and it's only supposed to be 80. I think today's supposed to be 90. Wine night at the pool. I wish today was 80 and tomorrow was 90. My armpits are already sweating up here in the shade. Already starting to see a lot of birds flock together. Turtle doves, it's like, are they already getting ready to migrate south? It's too early for that. Hang around. It's funny, these robins and stuff, they be coming back in February, 6 inches of snow on the ground, but then they leave. They're gone by mid-August. And I hear the locusts at night. And that's always a sign summer's end for the school kids anyway. All right, we need some action. There's days like this, it's like, okay, I got 2 bites. I've been out here for, say, an hour or so. Should I have fished on that corner? Should I have fished over there? I came up here the first time and God, I hammered. I think I caught 4 carp and a catfish in just a few hours. And that's besides all the action of missing the fish. I'm only fishing a couple hours a day, then I'm heading home. A lot of chores to do before my surgery, things that need to be tied up and done. Well, there's 2. One's half done. So, here we are. Downfall of going live, I can't play no music. It ain't like I'm gonna get in trouble because I ain't making no money off this. I don't even know how that works. I watch a lot of videos, but you get the copyright strike. You know what I'm talking about, Chris. It only affects those that are making money. I got shorts and long form videos on cruising koozies that all have a copyright. And they always say, "We'll not make money off this video." Well, oh well. And that's after using InShot music, which is supposed to, and I put their name out. Maybe I have forgotten to put their name on it, but I'm not going to donate $1, which I'm already paying to use InShot, to use that music for free. Well, little fish are still jumping over there to the left behind that bush towards the dock. I can't believe I forgot my pack bait, forgot my GoPro. I always put the GoPro where it's closer to the camera, so in case there's action, which I guess today doesn't really need it since there's no action. Not yet. I'm about to hook into one here. Come on. Double tap that left pole. Give me a thumbs up. All right, so the people behind me left. Oh, here comes all the geese. They're gonna come over and shit everywhere. Motherfuckers. Yeah, I wish I could mount there. Here they come. Mount my camera on my dash and drive around this lake. Go live. It's a beautiful lake. And like right behind me, there is basically a gravel parking spot. They used to have bass tournaments and walleye tournaments up here, and it's like, I don't know, 40 yards and 200 yards long and just gravel. But after the floods, they let it go to crap. Now you can't just park right by the water over there either. You got to take your boat out, then drive 50 yards, and then walk back to the boat dock. It's asinine. But if you don't have nobody to take care of it, there's nothing you can do. Uh-oh. It's right pole. Somebody double tapped on the right pole, gave it luck. I seen the line go out. A little dip on the tip of the pole. The rod's about to take off. If I knew I was gonna fish here, I would have wore shorts. Because I'm not walking through weeds. Over in that other spot, I'm always walking through weeds. This place is covered with ticks. I have had 2 fish at once. One got off, which I'm fine with. I'm too old to be chasing 2 rods around. No, I found a little tiny one stuck in my leg behind my knee. I don't know how long it was there, but it was a little tiny sucker. And I tell you what, that it still itches, and that was like a month and a half ago. I don't know if it was actually a tick, but it was tiny, and I'm 99.9% sure it was. So I go morel mushroom hunting here, and I go to Schramm Park, and it's by the Platte River, and it's hilly, and you're in the woods, and it could be like 3 weeks later, and I got a tick crawling up my arm from inside my truck. Even though I spray myself with bug spray, they still jump out and land on you, and I can't spray my entire body because I can't. But the breeze feels good out here. You see the water's starting to ripple. All right, fishy, fishy. Can't believe the cotton. We're in the middle of July and it's still coming out of the cottonwoods. Don't forget to check your AC unit outside, people. Those are a magnet for cotton. I just sprayed ours off yesterday, or excuse me, last Tuesday. Yesterday I just watered the tomato plants. All right, so those guys took my fishing spot. Hopefully they catch something. Where I went last time I was up here. Was it last time? 2 times ago. Yeah, this used to be a great place to come up and take pictures of nature. Oh, left pole. Left pole has got a tap. So you can come up here in the morning early. Night's the best dusk. All the deer come out. You can see the pheasants, coyotes, foxes. It's everywhere. Everything is all over here. They do have spots where they let people, I think, turkey hunt and deer hunt. But I think muzzleloader only. And then this is a spot for the migration of snow geese. It makes the news every year. Let's see, fall and spring, as you can have millions of them up here. All the birds somehow end up here going down the Midwest. Through the Midwest, down south. Pretty cool. So something is messing with that left pole. Probably a turtle. Corn is on their diet today. First 2 strikes I had was definitely fish. Come on, you mudder trucker. People want to see a fish being caught, not chasing baby fish. So yeah, I got my hip replaced August 15th. We got a cruise October 26th. I don't know how I'm gonna sit in that plane. I don't even know how I'm gonna get my truck, my right hip. I leveled my Toyota Tacoma, so it's a little higher and harder to get in. It's only a 1/2 inch, but that makes a world of difference. I don't know, maybe I'll just get rid of it before the surgery. I got a month. You see that water bug zigging around by that little cottonwood tree growing in the water? I wonder why nothing eats those things, because they're everywhere. I always wonder that. Lake Manawa, they'd be right in front of us, 100 of them. but nothing ever eats them. It's like the dung beetle. Just eat the dung beetle. Well, this is getting kind of lame. Do I pack up and move? I can tell you that's going to be a big no. I ain't carrying all this stuff somewhere else. Actually, if I'd have fished where that white truck is, see how close they are to the water. It's freaking awesome. That spot's the same way. That's not too bad. It's only like 10 yards away, 20. But we're here. This is a beautiful spot. The grass is mowed. We are getting some nibbles, which those type of nibbles, kind of wondering if it is a turtle. Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy. I'm fishy, fishy. We know they're out there, because I did see carp top of the water. They always grazing, sucking up the cotton. They always say, give it 20 minutes and move. No way. Fish are swimming along. Eventually they'll swim up to you. And then they say, don't fish around noon when it's hot. I think the last time I was here, I caught that big carp right at the end. I was literally packing everything up, and I caught the biggest fish of the day. And it was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Oh, it was 1:30 because I went and, yeah, that was before the, I had to stay here a little longer to stop at a bar to get Lindsay her watermelon drinks that she likes so much. They don't open up until 2, and it's a half-hour drive to get there. So yeah, it was basically 1:25 I caught the fish. See, something's tugging on that pole on the left. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it's like biting it, pulling, but not hitting it and taking off. The catfish are jumping. The carp ain't a biting. Chris, that ABC cruise might be up in the air for us. Since we got the cruise in November. I don't know why I keep saying November. It's October 26th to November 2nd. And then we got the ABC cruise, April. And then we're definitely doing the Cruise Dorks birthday cruise in July on Celebrity Beyond. And this one might be another Nebraska cruise with a bunch of people from Nebraska. Last time we had 6. This time, so far, we already got 6, and there's a possibility of 8 more going. And since I won't be working for 3 months, nor am I going to be getting short-term disability because our insurance is whack at our company. They changed it on us. So we have to pull from a fund to help pay the bills, my share anyway, which ain't too much because I don't get paid that much. So yeah, it's going to be a tough battle, but we love the ABC cruise. We did that on the Carnival Horizon. We did the 5 days on, 4 or 5 days on Independence of the Seas, then walked over to the Horizon. And that's just, I love sea days. So having 2 sea days at the beginning, and then your ABC ports, and then 2 sea days on the way home. Oh my God, if you're a Lolita lover, yeah. We hung out a lot up on the decks. It's great. I'm still shocked how Aruba and Bonaire, pretty much the same. I mean, if you got one island to the next, you wouldn't, and they blindfolded you, you couldn't tell if you're on one to the next, besides if you knew what the buildings looked like. And then you get to Carousel. It's hilly, it's green, it's got a rainforest. It's like, holy, it's day and night difference. It's so luscious. But I think the other two have more sandy beaches. And we got a great cruise deal, so it's casino offer both these next two cruises. That's why it's so hard to say, we can't do Carnival. Our next cruise was $450 until we added our daughter. We just paid taxes and port fees. And I think we got $200 on board credit. And then we added our daughter, and then it went up $1,000. It's like, dang it. But that one is out of Tampa on Paradise. I could be wrong. I think it's Paradise. Going to Key West, which is on our bucket list because we haven't been there. And I think we're going to their new private island. Maybe the Bahamas. I should probably know this by now. I don't think Half Moon Cay. I'm fine with not going to Half Moon Cay. We went there once on Carnival Magic 2022, December. We had one of the cabanas, and that one we had a bunch of onboard credit because of COVID, because they canceled one of our ships, one of our cruises, and so we booked that. Booked a small cabana when it was still affordable. So those guests are supposed to be able to get off early. We sat for like 2 hours before we got off the ship. We literally waited in line with people that were just waiting in line just to get off the ship. It's like, what the hell? But it was fun. We got a video out there. I think it's a short we made. A guy who came up to our cabana and used our shower. Didn't even ask. He just started using the shower like it was public. Which is fine, I guess. But you don't spend $500 for 4 hours of fun and have somebody take your stuff or use it. Especially when he was opening up his trunks, looking down there, making sure he got all that sand out of there. At least he didn't ask for help, right? But Half Moon Cay is beautiful. But it isn't like going to Aruba, Bonaire, and Carousel. We've been to Aruba ship once and stayed twice for a week. Our first trip anywhere was to Aruba, 2017, October. That's when we fell in love with the blue water and traveling. First time I've ever seen the blue water. Besides on Magnum PI and TV shows and movies. All right, fish. Let's get some action going on here. These guys ain't hollering over there either. They've been fishing in both spots. I could go for an Egg McMuffin right now. Or bacon, egg, cheese, croissant from Burger King. Oh, mijo, I need some food. Me so hungry. And this time I didn't even bring my hard-boiled eggs. Shit. Should have stopped at a small town on the way home and hit their diner up. Every small town has a diner. Well, unless you're shut down and now turned into a different type of restaurant. Cruddy thing about turtles nibbling on your bait, like what's probably been happening, you just don't know. Is there a bait still left on? So now I gotta go check it just to be sure. Bait's there, but not the pack bait. So it's probably a turtle. Look at that, yum yum. All right. Man, these topwater fish chasing these babies are out of control up here. At least I caught something. Stickfish. So it wasn't just a stickfish. I want to know how long. I don't know if you can see these. Treble hooks have been in there. There's 3 of them. You're only supposed to have 2 hooks on one line. But the points are worn off and they're humongous. Crazy. So it wasn't just a stickfish. Hello, hello. Who do we still have in here? Probably should have tried that. Wind's picking up, blowing in our face. Good sign, good sign. Blow the fish this way. Wind out of the west, fish bite best. Wind out of the east, fish bite east. Wind out of the south, blow the fish in the hook's mouth. Wait. Wind out of the south. Blow the hook in the fish's mouth. Wind out of the north, fish swim forth. Me and my buddy Greg made that up back in the 80s. It's unproven science. All right, 65 minutes. All right, I'm cutting this off. I didn't know it was that long. So we've been fishing for, we'll say, an hour and 15 minutes. We ain't caught nothing yet. Hey, are you still in here, Chris? If that's you, I appreciate it. Whoever's in here, if you haven't, give a thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe. The more, the merrier. I should probably keep doing this on Cruising Koozies because we're still trying to build that. But as you put out much because we don't have much content. Try to go live when we can. But when we go live, we have the music going on in the pool. I'd love to go live at our Keno place. Especially last Saturday, since we knocked out $1,200 20-cent win. Was it 20 cents? Won $1,200 bucks. All right, appreciate it, Chris. We'll see you on the flip side. I'll keep an eye out. At my new location where I work, I don't have time like I used to and watch a lot of videos during the day. But as you see, I do get on when I can. But it's just we're so busy. I like the store I was at when I had my left hip. We did a lot less work, and I got paid. Didn't get paid as much, but still, I got to watch a lot of YouTube. And I did created our videos. But anywho, hey, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys later.